Hi, Aries. My name is Audrey Alison, and welcome to your June 2015 forecast for the month. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing and liking and sharing these posts. I appreciate the support. It's a beautiful summer day, even though we're still in the vernal equinox. We're still in spring in the northern hemisphere. But this is a beautiful month. And June is my favorite month of all of the 12 months because I'm a summer baby. But June ties up beautiful endings, and we start off with a major culmination on June 2nd, our full moon. And this is at 11 degrees Sagittarius. Having a Sagittarius fire sign full moon for you, Aries, this will illuminate your 9th house of foreign travel and education and higher learning, and also the broadening of your mind and your belief system. You could be putting an end to a course at this time for those of you who are in school, or you could be coming back from a foreign location if you were abroad or outside of the normal continent that you reside in. The 9th house isn't local travel. It tends to take you farther, going the distance. It could be maybe coast to coast in the US, but it might be you're coming back from an overseas excursion. And a lot of adventure represents the 9th house with Sagittarius. But this is a very smooth full moon for you because I feel like you are tying up loose ends, bringing something to an ending, and feeling comfortable with that resolution. On the 5th of June, Venus, now this is spectacular. Because you are a fire sign, you love it when the fire signs are initiated. You're having a really great experience with Jupiter in Leo. And on the 5th of June, Venus is going to enter Leo as well. And she's there for a very long stay until October 8th. This is due to a retrograde that she has in this sector once she arrives into your 5th house of creative energy, of children, of fun, of adventure, but it's also very laid back and leisurely. What you take pleasure in governs the 5th house, creative endeavors. Venus will enter there on the 5th of June, but she retrogrades on July 25th, and she'll go back to 14 degrees of Leo, and then goes direct on September 6th. So then she remains there direct through October 8th. So look at your natal chart, because Aries, this is your solar 5th house, okay? Now, on your personal natal chart, if you look at an astrological chart and you look at the 9 o'clock mark, if you're looking at a clock, where the 9 o'clock positioning is the line of your ascendant. That's the location of your rising sign in astrology. And then each of the 12 sections of pi that go around that clock are the houses. So when you find your ascendant and you see where Leo really resides on your natal chart, specifically to you, to the second you were born, that's the house where Venus will be visiting for you. Yes, it's your solar 5th house as a sun sign, Aries, but your positioning of Leo might not be exactly in the 5th house, so that's why it's so important to watch your rising, your ascendant sign, as well as your sun sign forecast. Because Venus will be conjunct Jupiter when she enters on the 5th of June. Through August 11th, that's when Jupiter will transit into Virgo. But having these two beneficial planets working together, Jupiter and Venus are magic together. Beauty, love, expansion, abundance, optimism, faith. This is spectacular for those of you trying to get pregnant in the 5th house of children and fertility, but also those of you trying to put out records or anything creative, anything artistic, anything you make with your hands, anything you can construct. But this is also sports and gambling. Now listen to this, for those of you who like to go to the casino, like I do. Venus conjunct Jupiter in the 5th house. This is when you want to get some gambling done. In fact, I wouldn't gamble at all until June 5th through maybe October 8th. Leave out the retrograde from July 25th through September 6th. But these planets, or Venus retrograde really doesn't have a negative connotation to it, but this is spectacular for sports as well, and loving the activity of of summer, of fun. This is a beautiful placement and very rare for Venus to be in a sign for a 4-month period of time. Mercury is still retrograde right now, but on the 11th of June, he will go direct. Thankfully, my ruling planet has been, this has been a rough retrograde for the air signs. However, Mercury will go direct at 4 degrees of Gemini, and he'll remain in Gemini through the 8th of July. This is your 3rd house of communications, so you might have noticed, Aries, that your speech, the way your information has been expressed has been not received in the best way, or people might be confused as to what the hell you're talking about. It's been rough in the communication sector, and also your data or your cell phones, your technologies might have needed a repair or two. For example, I purchased a microphone during the retrograde and had to return it because it didn't even work. It didn't have a signal in any board I plugged it into, whether it was an amp or went direct. It just didn't work. So, and I should have known better, but I really wanted to get this handled. But sometimes the retrograde can work against you. So I'm hoping you guys have made it out relatively unscathed. The 11th of June is when he will go direct. On the 14th, Saturn is retrograding. Now, Saturn is at the 1 degree mark currently today as I record these at the end of May, at the 1 degree of Sagittarius, but he's going to retrograde back into Scorpio. So he's only going to retrograde back to 28 degrees. So it really depends on your specific natal chart where you hold that 3-degree realm of Sagittarius Scorpio, from 28 degrees Scorpio to 1 degree of Sagittarius. It just depends for you specifically. This could be the 9th house, it could be the 8th house for you. Or looking at your natal chart, it could be a completely different house because your ascendant sign is that important. But in your solar scopes here, Saturn is lessons. Saturn is a little bit of control and restriction. So there's really an emphasis in this 28 degree area of Scorpio. As he goes back into that section, he's wanting you to say, what did you learn? We're going to throw another bone at you. Did you pick up all the pieces? Have you learned what it is you need in order to move forward with certain projects, with your shared resources, with your property and your home? On the 16th of June, we have our new moon at 25 degrees Gemini in this 3rd house of communications, where Mercury will be conjunct this new moon, getting things smoothed over. You will be receiving those emails, calls will be coming in, your communications will get a revamping, because making up for a little bit of the 3-week lost period of time with that communication sector, a little bit haywire. The new moon is great in the 3rd house if you're looking to start an internet, a website, local travel, siblings, 3rd house of the vehicle, of the car. If you need new wheels, you need a new chariot, you want to focus on the 16th of June because that's the best time. Your energy will be really representing that 3rd house. All things communicative, advertising, publishing. On June 21st, my birthday, I'm so excited this year for my birthday because there's a beautiful energy happening in June, and there's a magnificent trine occurring with Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter's still stationed in Leo. I'm ahead of myself. On the 21st, the sun enters Cancer, but that is the summer solstice. That's the longest day of the year that holds the most light in the hemisphere, in the cosmos. So, well, happy summer to the northern hemisphere, happy winter to the southern hemisphere. So the sun will enter Cancer. This will bring a real big warmth to the home, to the environment, to your foundation, to your roots, your family. Cancer's, Aries loves that energy when Cancer is, well, you know, it's a square for you. It's a cardinal sign, but you do love getting things together when the sun is in the 4th house regarding the home. Now there's the exact fire trine on June 21st, very magical day between Jupiter and Uranus, and this is at an exact 20 degrees, affecting your first house because Uranus is stationed with you, Aries, at 15 degrees now, but it will be at 20 degrees on the 21st of June. This affects the first and the fifth house, where you had all of that Venus and Jupiter energy. There's something very expansive, lucky, and magical occurring for you Arians. Mark the 21st, the summer solstice, on your calendar. It should be very abundant, and you could... This applies to everybody in different ways. Obviously, there are thousands and millions of you. So it's best to get a personal reading if you'd like, which we can definitely do. But this day, you might want to see what kind of calls come in. See what kind of people from the past might have a creative offer for you. News of a pregnancy as well could happen on that day, especially. A spontaneous and unplanned pregnancy, because Uranus is shocking. Uranus is out of the blue. He's electricity. You might not have planned for that. Now, on the 24th of June, Mars enters Cancer. He leaves Gemini, where he's been stationed for quite a bit, and he enters Cancer into this fourth house where the Sun is. And this is magnificent because the Sun is the life force himself, and Mars is fire. So you have a lot of stimulation in the home, people coming to the home. That's where you're going to want to be, Aries, for the first day of summer through the end of July. I'm shuffling the cards as I talk to you. You know, Pisces and Chiron both retrograde this month, not really affecting you tremendously because they're right before you in your 12th house of quiet time and psychic ability. But I'd love to give you a tarot message for this month, Aries, and see what's coming up. Summer, love, warmth, the sun entering Cancer, marriage, success, happiness. The sun is a very positive card. The Five of Swords, righting wrongs, fixing what is broken, the retrograde. Some of you Aries had to definitely make repairs. Arians had to make repairs in the home and maybe with the vehicle as well. Vice, releasing what no longer serves you. What are you tied to? Saturn, okay? This is Saturn's card. The Devil is Capricorn's card in the tarot, but it's also talking about Saturn and the retrograde. Really look at your natal charts and see where you hold 28 degrees of Scorpio. This is where you're going to find your restriction. Something might make you feel like you can't move forward. It's a phase, it's a temporary feeling. The Empress. A lot of you Arians, you're going to get knocked up soon. Not all of you, but if you're looking for family, if you want to procreate, you're very fertile. You've got tremendous energy in the fifth house with Venus. Oh, and I'll say this because this happened in a client reading last week. It was so great. But this will bring in female babies. This is a feminine energy. Venus in the fifth house is a newborn baby girl. So the Empress is validating also, regardless of pregnancy, it's just the fertility or the creation of birthing a new project. If something's been on hold in the retrograde, which it probably should have, maybe you were reviewing and revising and rewriting and analyzing that creative project, and now it's time to birth it. Now you can push enter on the publish button for the website. Now you can get the artwork finalized for your CD that you're promoting. Now you can just sum up and birth this beautiful creation that you've been manifesting, Aries. I'm so thankful for you viewing this, and I'm wishing you a beautiful summer. And I read all through the week. If you'd like to read with me, I'm at audreyallison.com. Please subscribe to me. I'd appreciate it. And have a beautiful, sweet day, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.